Hello everybody, my name is Jamaki and welcome to Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I'm really excited to play through this game. It's ridiculously difficult and I'm not entirely confident in my ability to get through it, but we'll see. We can do this. Believe in yourself. For the most part. Yeah. Okay, so a little quick history about this game. 1985, Ghouls and Goblins, comes out as an arcade cabinet. It's one of the hardest games ever. It's ridiculous. It got ported later to the Nintendo Entertainment System. Many of you might see that on the list of the games included on the new little HD remake of the Nintendo. It's kind of a cool little system. I'm not playing it on that. I'm currently playing it on the Virtual Console. And this is not me playing. This is the computer. I am actually a little bit better than this, hopefully. Well, when it came out in 1985, it was one of the most difficult games, and it had a reputation as a quarter eater, for sure. So in light of that reputation, I'm going to play this game as if I was playing on a arcade cabinet. You get 3 lives. We're on medium difficulty. Every 3 lives is 1 quarter. So at the end of this game, once we get all the way through it, hopefully, let's see how much money we would have spent in 1985, or I guess 90 when this one came out. I'll have to check that. 1991 per the copyright there. And we'll see how much I would have spent in quarters at that point in time, and then maybe adjust it for inflation to see what that would have cost me today. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So here we have Arthur, and I kid you not, Princess Prin. Naming is difficult, I guess. She is obviously in love with Arthur's armor. Who wouldn't want to look that badass, honestly? And as we zoom into the castle, we see the main bad guy. So this is Samael. He's our main demon adversary here, and apparently he does not move except for his wings. I guess that's what happens after you... Wait, is he dead? As a demon, is he dead? Is that rigor mortis setting in, I guess? I guess if he's a demon, I don't know. Anyway, one of the best places to start out is get a hold of this chest, and you do that by double jumping here at this tree. We'll go ahead and get the bow. The bow is a pretty solid weapon to start out with, and losing a life with, apparently. The bow's even better later on once you're fighting the cockatrice at the end of this particular level. Apologies, I guess that's a little bit of a spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't actually played this game. Though by this point in time, I would kind of hope that you would have. It's a very solid game, ridiculously difficult. A lot of it is very Castlevania-esque, all the way down to not being able to really control how you jump. Oh, dog. Okay. I forgot. Okay, cool. As you can see, it's really easy to die in this game. 1 hit puts you into your skivvies, 2nd hit kills you. And that's regardless of whatever armor type you've got. Okay, so we go back here, get that free chest. I am not a fan of the scythe, so I'll get it just to show you what it does. So it's a really good projectile, but the problem that you run into is that you can only have one of them on the screen at a time. So once you start getting overwhelmed by enemies, it's a bit of a hazard, actually. Get some points. I'm actually not sure what point level a free guy is. But I've got 2 left, so maybe we can get to the end of this with 2 guys. Now, as you saw, oh no, I got the lance back. I was going to see if the scythe actually took fewer hits against the dog, if it was actually a little bit stronger, and that's what we call hitbox. Okay, good. That's precisely what we wanted. You can see the little flame guy getting ready over here. Normally there should be, I don't know why there's not a chest spawning over here. Let's see if we can get that chest to spawn. Nope, I guess not. Must have already got it. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of the lance. It's the starting weapon. It's okay. It's got some decent strengths going for it. And I'm dead. Okay, yep. Cool. Get used to that sound, because that music is going to play a lot. What do we get this time? Oh, I'm a really big fan of the dagger. You can have, I think it's three of these projectiles on the screen at the same time. Oh, and there we have our first special armor. So this is the green armor, I think. I am colorblind, so maybe it's, I mean, for all I know, it's blue. Or pink. Who knows? I'm not full colorblind, just some shades. Okay, and then we're going to get the arrow instead. And the arrows are nice for the homing ability that I would have kept had I actually not totally screwed up there. As you can see, they're a little bit weaker, though. And the reason for that being that you get the second projectile going. They're a pretty solid weapon all in all. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the dodge is real. Oh, crap. Check out those pro dodges. Pro dodges. Anyway, you get the multiple projectiles, which actually really helps out later. As I said before, the last boss is a lot easier, in my mind, when you've got this particular weapon. I'm trying to bait that dog over so that I don't have to try to jump over that coffin. Yeah, and there's our first game over. So that's 1 quarter down, 25 cents. So let's go ahead and continue and see if we can actually get halfway through this level. Okay, another chest. We'll go ahead and take the lance. If anything, it's got a little bit more power. As you can see, coming back to that point gets you a that new suit of armor, which is nice. The lance's special ability is this fireball lance rocket launcher. I'm just going to assume it's a rocket launcher at this point. The downside for this is it hits your projectile limit with one shot. So whether or not you consider that a positive or a negative, what is nice is that the projectile tail can actually hurt your enemies. So it makes life easier when you've got huge swaths of guys coming at you. The torch here, if you just hit a guy, nope. If you just hit a guy with it, it counts as a single hit. If you hit the ground, it actually creates a little pool of fire there for a second that's going to burn your opponent. Giving them multiple hits, it's a really solid weapon. When you get the upgraded armor, it's a very nice ability. Anyway, in the interest of you guys not just leaving because I do this same piece over and over and over and over again, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead. And I will see you when we get back at the next part. And we made it. We're not quite to the second half of the level yet, but this part is pure dick mode. If you have never played this game before, and I were to tell you, hey, go ahead and start from that point, would you ever have thought to actually get up on top of these things and stay there? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. I sure didn't the first 20 times. But not too hard once you know the trick. And now this is actually part 1.2 that I'm going to go ahead and die on. As you can see, we're spawning back here, right where we got to. So no net loss there, I guess, except for my pride. And I'm not sure what to make of these giant floating orb things. Are they like seed pods or... You know what they remind me of is the cacodemons from way back in the original Doom. Just put a little mouth on there. In fact, can we get a photo of the original cacodemon next to that and see what it looks like by comparison? I'm pretty sure they're the same. And if they're not, then I'm an idiot, and that's pretty cool. Come on. Now those guys do explode, which kind of sucks. That also sucks. And there's the one of them exploding like that. It's kind of frustrating, and we got to get by that quickly. Okay, we made it. So there's two routes you can take right here. You can either go up, and I just happen to know that guy ends up sliding back down at you. So if we do that, then we just die. So there's a good example of what not to do, and how to get a game over. Honestly, I don't remember a whole lot about this particular game. I never got to play it because I didn't have a console growing up. No, you know, that's actually not true. I did have a regular Nintendo for a number of years, on which I remember playing such classics as Dig Dug 2 and a lot of the Mega Mans. I don't know why I was such a huge fan of that Dig Dug 2 game. It was kind of terrible in retrospect. And we're dead. There we go. Cool. Yeah, solid gameplay. Anyway, I did have a Nintendo console, the original NES, way back in the day. However, it was taken away from me as a punishment by my parents. Punishment for what? Punishment for throwing rocks at cars. One of the neighbor kids and my brother and I decided that we could spend an afternoon throwing rocks at cars as they passed by. As you can see, our imagination was so amazing. We had such great, fantastic ideas of what to do with our spare time. Oh, and you know what? The thinking back on it, the rocks themselves, they weren't just like normal rocks. They were freshly tarred. So the rocks had just been laid down recently, so there was tar on them, and I can remember going back running back into the house. What were we doing? Dying is what we were doing. Threw our rocks simultaneously at this gold car that was driving by. Because again, we thought it was a funny idea to cause damage to other people's property. That was a cool, awesome life choice that we made. So we threw our rocks at this car simultaneously, and the guy stopped. Which, you know, thinking back on it, like that makes perfect sense why the guy would stop. Something just hit his car, and there's 3 kids looking like idiots on the side of the road, smiling and watching after him. Of course you're going to stop. So anyway, he stops and we run, we just absolutely sprint back into the house. And running at full speed, and basically, you know, parents ask what's going on. We're like, nothing. No, we there wasn't anything going on. It's not weird for us to run in at full sprint. There's nothing weird about what we were doing just now. In fact, you know what? Let's not ever talk to this particular moment again. Oh, and don't tell Dad, please, maybe? Well, Dad got told, and as punishment, it was apparently the Nintendo that was causing us to act out and not just being children who were idiots. But the Nintendo got taken away, and I didn't own another console until I went to college. If we die again, I'm going to have to skip so you guys don't leave out of boredom, which you very well may have already. For those of you sticking around, thank you. And hopefully in some way we will reward your patience. Like maybe right here with actually getting to the last boss. The last boss, the first boss, the boss of this particular level. It's a giant bird. Its only hitbox is the head. And he has a couple of abilities. So the first is that, where he stretches out his neck and kills you if you're not watching out for it. The second ability is creating those little eggs. And they're a little obnoxious because they'll actually roll a little bit. But they will spawn these little crazy flappy bird things. And we got him. Yeah! First try. Take a key for coming in and then use it immediately. So don't take a key, get a key, use a key, and proceed on. Well, we'll go ahead and call it there. I'm going to try to do one level per session here. So we'll go ahead and pause, and I will see you in the next video. I look forward to it. That was dumb. Why? What even was that? Of course I look forward to it. I'm the one doing the recording.